Welcome back to the channel, everyone. I am going to go over my full 2023 lineup of the Maserati Granturismo head units, Android header units that is, and I have 5 different choices now. Instead of just having the one choice you used to have, now I have 5. So we're going to go over each one of them and talk about what's new and what your options are. As you'll see, what I have here, I have a few dashes. I have the dash out of my car right there. I have a spare dash right there, and then I have the brand new 13.6 inch that actually comes all in one piece as the whole front dash, which is really cool. I have a full video dedicated just to that head unit. So let's start off over here with the AuCar models. This is the 9-inch screen. We are currently on the Gen 4 models, and I'll kind of go over what the differences are between some of these two. Now, the AuCar model, this particular one right here, is a 1 DIN, and kind of what they started out with. Now, they have drastically improved these. Now, this is available in a 8 gigabyte, 128 gig, and a 256 gig now, and it comes in the carbon fiber and then the matte black, then it also comes in piano black. Now AuCar, they have their Gen 2 climate control. This is their own design, so this is different than what the Gen 1 is. You can see some of my videos where I compare the Gen 1 and the Gen 2, and I really like it. It comes with the exact same sheen of matte black as the matte black head unit. You could also get it in carbon fiber and piano black. So, and this one also has an extra button here for the AC, and then it also, and there's no CAN bus, it actually just plugs right into the wire harness. Next, I'm going to go over to the newest addition for AuCar. On their new model is the 10.5 inch Tesla Style screen. And what this is a 10.5 vertical screen, and it's a slim design, which is really nice. And it comes in 3 different styles. It comes in the matte black, it comes in piano black, and then it comes in carbon fiber. So on these are super easy to install. You do retain your own button area here, and nice thing about this is left-hand drive or right-hand drive. So you guys have right-hand drive cars, this will mount over here. These are identical on the front and back, so there's no difference in mounting. You'll see the mounting holes here for the left hand and the right hand, so everything's right there. For those of you guys that are purchasing the carbon fiber, I do sell an optional carbon fiber overlay, and you'll see that it actually matches absolutely perfect, just perfect. Very easy. You used double-sided sticky tape, and it just simply lays over your existing buttons. So I do have that option. I do have one on hand. I have 3 other ones on order. They're a little tough to get, but I do have them come in. So you guys that order the carbon fiber and you want to add that extra carbon fiber on the buttons, I have that available. Now let's talk about the AuCar systems here just for a minute. Now, the newest AuCar Gen 4, which is what I carry, comes in either a 128 or a 256 gigabyte. Excuse me. And the operating system on this is still running Android 10. Now, this model over here, the 10.5 screen by AuCar, is running Android 11. and it's really not going to make much of a difference what Android operating system. And a lot of these cheap ones are running Android 7, Android 8. Some of them running Android 9 on the older ones, but the newer ones are they're keeping up. Android 10, Android 11, you're not going to see much difference. Now, people ask me, which one would I choose? Well, it completely depends on your preference. So, what look do you want? Now, I will admit the AuCar 9-inch screen and the AcarNavi 9-inch screen both share a very nice DSP digital sound processor chip, and they run a 48-band EQ. You just have much more control over the sound and everything. Now, I believe the Tesla screens, they run a 10 or a 12-band equalizer. They're still awesome. It's still going to improve your sound immensely, and they still use DSP chips. But if you're looking for 100% best sound there is, the 9-inch screens are going to be the best. They're going to be the best sound. Now, right now, my most popular sellers are the Tesla screens, because you could do split screens, just the size of them and everything, and what they can do. Now, just remember, all these units that I sell, every single one of them, they all retain the factory settings. So you don't have to mount your factory radio in the trunk on some of these systems that you get. So, but that's kind of the difference between the AuCars. Like I said, I'm torn. I love the two-piece, but then I really, really, really like the Tesla style look. So let's move on over to the AcarNavis. The digital cluster for the Granturismo and the Quattroporte. So there's two different ones. They make one for the Quattroporte, and they also make obviously one for the Granturismo, which is what I sell the most of. Now, they do come in matte black, they come in piano black, and they also come in the carbon fiber, which matches perfectly with the units and everything. They just match up awesome. So this is probably one of the neatest things that I sell right here, is the digital cluster. It communicates with any of these units. So whether it's an AuCar, an AcarNavi, the cluster gets most of its information through the ECU, which is controlled through the head units. So the head units will actually talk to the clusters. Now, another neat thing is these clusters are fully upgradable. So when we have updates, they're very simple to update. If there's any changes, if we want to do some graphic changes down the road, that's a possibility. They're just unlimited. It's a Linux system instead of an Android system, so it's very stable and it works very well. Okay, the AcarNavi, basically they share a lot of the components as the AuCars do. The main difference is the interface and stuff like that, and the physical design. Now, you'll see on the AcarNavis, they are a very slim design, and they're a 6 gig, 128 gig, and they do have they're running Android 12, so they are running a little higher operating system. They run the same DSP chip as the AuCar, same radio chip, just a little bit different interface and stuff on them. So they're very similar. They're going to function the same. If you buy one, you're going to be able to work the other one. A lot of the settings and stuff are the same too. So all these models come in the matte black, the carbon fiber, and then the piano black. Now, these are Gen 4.1 models, and they are the most current models out there right now, other than the newest one from AcarNavi, as far as the 9-inch screen goes, is the new Gen 5.1. Now, this one, it's going to have all the exact same specs as the 4.1, except it has a 360 camera, which is really cool. Now, I will be doing a separate video just demonstrating that. I will not be installing it because I'm not too keen on drilling holes in my mirrors. Some people want the 360 cameras that are installing them on their units, on their cars, but I'll probably steer away from that. So I will demonstrate it out of the car and everything. It just won't be inside the car. It's super easy to install, other than running the cameras and mounting them inside the mirror. That's going to be the toughest thing. Now, let's talk about the Gen 3 climate control. Now, the Gen 3 climate control is basically the revision of the Gen 1. So that you'll see they added vents back here. They added a sensor. I guess you can see it on this one a little better. They added a sensor in the front and on each side. So there's 2 new sensors. And that does make a big difference. And also, you don't have to recalibrate these. So if your power is lost, then you won't lose your functions. You don't have to take your OEM one and reset it anymore. So that's basically what that is. So basically, the AuCar Gen 2 is their own revision of it, and I really like it. It doesn't use a CAN bus. It's got a built-in CAN bus, so I really like that one. And then the Gen 3, which is still retains the look of the Gen 1, however, it's all updated. And this is, they work very, very well. I've been very pleased with them. And before we go on to the AcarNavi, I guess I was going to show. A lot of people question on the 10.5-inch AuCar. If you have to cut the dash. Well, you don't. It just sets on front, and I have a full video on shows on how to install this and everything. There's no cutting. It just simply sits on the front of this, and that's why it slightly protrudes out. It's just kind of sits over it. So we're going to move on to the newest unit, which is the AcarNavi 13.6 Tesla Style vertical screen. And on this one, you actually get the whole dash. So this one's in piano black. So the whole front is in piano black. It does come with the lock buttons and the hazard buttons. The only thing you have to transfer over is the your park and sport buttons there. Other than that, it's just bolts right on. And this will also come in matte black and carbon fiber. And I have a matte black that should be here any day, so I'll be reviewing it too. And another neat thing, and you'll be able to see the full demo video on this, is this whole area right here lights up. There's actually starlights in it and LEDs which you can control, and I'll be doing a full demo video on that, which is really, really cool. So for them to be able to make this slim and flush and everything in the car, they designed a whole entire dash for it, which I think is really, really cool. So, and it does use a 1 DIN, and this comes in a 64, 128, and a 256 gigabyte version. And this one is the 256 version. So you do have options, and so that changes the prices and stuff on them too. If you don't want to spend the extra 100 or a couple $100 for the higher memory, you don't have to. 128 gigabyte is still a lot of memory, and you can still download a lot of music if you want to. Now, I'm going to go on also what I have here. This is the 2008 to 2012 Maserati Quattroporte 13.6-inch Tesla screen. And it comes in black, and it also comes in carbon fiber. So you have 2 options there. Now, these do not fit the Quattroportes with the Bose system. So if you have volume knobs and tune knobs on each side of your screen, this will not work. Supposedly they're going to be coming out with one for the Bose system to replace it too, which is kind of a bummer because some of the higher end, the GTS, you know, they have this the Bose system in it, and this will not work. All the CAN bus and all the plugins and everything are all different, so they just don't work. So the Quattroporte, the 13.6-inch GT, and also the AuCar 10.5, they're all running pretty much the same format as far as the layout of the screen goes and the options and everything. So and you'll see all my demo videos on them and comparing them as far as you can compare them to see how the interfaces are. They're very similar. So the AuCar and the AcarNavi overall are pretty similar on all those aspects. So the 9-inch screens and the 10.5 and the Tesla screens are pretty much the same. I'm going to show you the keyless remote entry for the Maserati Granturismo, and this is really cool. Now I have I'm going to be installing this one in my personal vehicle, so I'll have a video coming out soon on a complete how-to. I actually live in Nebraska, and we just had a ice storm go through, super cold weather. I can't even get my cars out. I haven't driven them in 2 months, which has just really been hard. So I'm trying to get all this stuff installed so I get some videos out, because I know some people have some questions on this. Now, these are really cool. So you get 2 remotes. Now, these are blue with the Maserati logo. Now, they're discontinuing this. It's a long story. There's a bunch of copyright problems and stuff. Apparently Maserati does not like when companies use their logos and put them on their products. So these are going to be you can get these in blue, you can get them in red with no Maserati emblem. Right now, if you want the Maserati logos on them, they have white, kind of like a pearl white, and also black. So they're still available right now, but like I say, I'll be installing this onto my personal car. I'm kind of excited to have a remote entry. So what you get here is 2 keys. You get the brain box. It's fairly easy to install, and like I say, I'm going to do a full video on how to install it. And this is 100% reversible, so when you install this, don't think that, oh God, you know, I'm stuck with this. What do I do? No, this is 100% reversible. So you don't have to take it. You have to take one of your factory keys apart just to get to the brains, I guess you could say, the little chip board, and it mounts in there. It just sits in there, and you tape it on. So it's very simple. Comes with 2 antennas. Got 2 antennas, and then your push to start, your push button there, and then this connector here, and then this is a spare connector. This is you won't use that one there, so I'll go over that in the video once I get it all. So basically, you have this right here. You have the this connector, 2 antennas, and this right here. So there's really not a whole lot in the push button. There's really not a whole lot to install. So I'll be going over that in a video very soon. I have these on my website also. Now, if you do order this, I try and keep one on hand. If you do order these right now, it takes about 20 to 25 days to get them, because they have to ship them a special way. Otherwise, they get seized at customs with the Maserati logos. If you get one without the Maserati logo on it, you know, get it in about a week and a half, or I will have it on hand. So that's the remote start, and I will be doing a full install video on that soon. And you know, pairing it up to one of these units is just a must. You want to have the absolute most updated looking car. You know, the Granturismo is pretty much timeless, and the biggest downfall is the infotainment center in it and the sound of the speakers and everything. So when you install any of these digital or these Android head units, they all contain DSP chips, which will completely transform the sound of your Bose speakers that you currently have in there. It works with the factory Bose amp and everything, and I tell you what, it just is absolutely amazing. So I'm going to end this video here without getting too long. I guess I do have a couple more little things here. For the units, to retain the factory GPS, I do sell an adapter to retain the factory GPS antenna, and that works on everything except for you don't need it on the AuCar Tesla screen. Everything else you get to use that on. Then I also carry front cams. All the units that I sell are capable of front cams, and then I also have the Maserati logos. I have them in chrome, black, or red. Right now, I will admit the chrome ones are very difficult to get right now, so I do have some coming. So I have all that stuff on my website. So you can go to my website, www.elliottmotorsports.biz. I have the full lineup on here. I have a lot of stuff in stock. However, I do sell out quite fast, so I constantly have a rolling inventory coming in. It is coming up for the holidays, for the Chinese holidays, so a lot of this stuff is going to be delayed by a couple weeks. So if you do order from me, just be patient. I may have it on hand. If I don't have it on hand, I have it coming, and I'll get you taken care of. When you purchase through me, I also provide support, installation support, tech support. If I can't answer it, I get the answer for you or get you in touch with the factory tech. So, and I'll work with installers too on helping them install them. So if you have any questions, shoot me an email at Caymanspyder@gmail.com. The link's going to be below. And I have all this stuff on my site right now, and it's very exciting. What's nice is these two companies are always putting out new products. They're updating their products, so they're not just building one product and just letting it be. So it's very exciting. And if you have any questions, give me a shout. Thanks so much.